Welcome to the Boxing Source Midweek Report, where we tackle the latest topics in the sport of boxing here up to this point every single Wednesday. Time to start the show. One, two, three, four, five. Mic check. One, two, three. Four. What's up? What's going on? What's good? We are here live. What's going on? What's happening, man? We're here with the midweek report, live midweek report. We got, we got for this work. And it's been a crazy, crazy couple of days. It looks like been a crazy couple of days here in the boxing scene. We had like announcements that have been, going down left and right, and some things in reference to the events on September 13th. We had like the undercard for that particular at Allegiant Stadium locked in and locked down. And then today we received news, crazy news, unbelievable news. But it was something that, my bad. I should have seen this happen. I should have seen it. I should have played, And it was basically something that went down early this year. It got thwarted plans a little bit, but not as we see here, not necessarily. Front. So, with that being said, I'm kind of, kind of like surprised in a sense, but I would have thought more of this thing here. You know what I'm saying? I would have thought more. If anyone's there on the live chat, going down on Rumble or on YouTube, shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? You want to on this here? Uh, it is, man. So Netflix announced that Jake Paul will face Tank Davis in November. What does this mean, man? It's insane. It's insane for me, man. It's absolutely insane for me. I would have thought that we could have had, either the rematch with, Tank Davis and Lamont Rose Jr. Okay, and that the whole thing with Jake Paul, fighting somebody else, there within the what it was the cruiserweight division or something like that. I would have been cool with that. I would have been okay. I'm cool with that. But seeing this happening, has a few things to it. Number one, would they have it, being there on Netflix November 14th is what they're scheduled it for Friday night. You know what I mean? And with that being said, it's basically all about the money. Just being straight up. It's all about the money. You propose to have, okay, you could, like, say for example, you have a rematch with Lamont Rose Jr., or you have a unification bout with Shakur Stevenson, or you have this bout here with Jake Paul. Now, with Jake Paul having this fight against Mike Tyson last year, we saw the numbers that happened with that. Okay, we saw the revenue that was generated for that particular event last year at AT&T Stadium. Now you have this being proposed here with a fighter that is active in Gervonta Tank Davis, and something where you have this whole little, you can have the whole backstory of the face of boxing. Whether it's the thing here with Tank Davis, some say that it's Canelo Alvarez, and then you got Jake Paul. But now you have this news here, and this kind of like I guess this could strike up some buzz or whatever it is. But as far as like the overall landscape of boxing, it really doesn't affect the overall landscape of boxing, right? And thing about it too is it's like, yo, if you're gonna have this fight happen, like this is like what, a one-off of sorts for 10 days or whatever it is. You know what I mean? And I know that a lot of fight fans aren't necessarily okay with what's going down or what's happening with this. Not at all. As I mentioned, you're gonna have a couple of things here where it said that, oh, we could have had something between Tank Davis and Lamont Rhodes Jr. We were talking about it over the past couple of weeks. We're like, listen, we had this here where, oh, it could have been May. Oh, it could have been in June. Oh, it could have been in August. Well, as I was mentioning a couple of weeks ago, what I was hold on, man, off and on or some for some reason. But hopefully y'all are able to hear me. second. What was happening with that schedule? Well, some people thought it would be there on that front with Tank Davis and Lamar Roach. Like I thought it would be for August 16th. Okay. And, with that being said, with it basically being off the table, I would like to, you know, see if there might be, you know, football maybe or whatever. That would make for a crazy, crazy weekend over in Atlanta with having this particular fight. Now, given the popularity of both of these, um, here, 'cause like Mike's in the I hope it's like still able to it is going on with it. You know what I mean? And never had this issue before. Never had this issue before. Rumble. Uh, uh, I'm just like this whole thing with the Tank Davis and Jake. You got this makes for a crazy, crazy fall winter schedule that's coming. I mean, and you know, I would say that there's going to be more. You know, there's going to be more fights. That's going to be on slate or on the docket. You know, for these next few months here coming up. You know, after September, you're going to have fights for October. You're going to have these couple of events here in November, and then something basically that could be announced for December as well. So I'm looking at a bunch of big fights that are on at least for the last month this year. We have for WC then all of those in the second. David Bates there, Dan Haynes, Randall Jr. You're gonna have there go against Francisco Rodriguez, right? Whatever. In a unification bout. Um, so that's gonna be a very stacked card, over there. You know what I mean? And with that being said, I would really like to figure out like how they're going to, or at least the sport of boxing is going to close out this year. It's going to be really interesting. I think that there's still going to be more big events that are down on the docket later on that we don't have much news about here quite yet. You know what I mean? So, but this one, has a number of people excited to see what's going to be taking place. Um, um, Some people think that he does. Was he had his case as far as like what he did. Hold on. You don't necessarily have before. Not necessarily have before. Um, have the special guest on here. All right. Hopefully y'all are able to hear me here. Yeah, this. I really should not be having something like this going down, especially with what went down yesterday. Okay. Um, So let me see here. Let me see here what's going down because I got shout out to my guy Topic here. That's watching live and kind of like monitoring what's been going down and seeing that it's been having like I've been having something going on, something happening here on this front. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna see if I can try something here on this front. So just bear with me just 1 second, real quick. So I could try to do something here on this front. So bear. All right, mic check, 1 2 1 2, mic check 1 2 1 2. Just seeing here what's going on, what's going down, seeing what's happening here. Hold on just a minute. Let's see. So hold on a moment. Hold on a moment, because I'm trying to get my guest on here, and it looks like they're having issues here on that front. So let's see if I'll get them on one front, and then see if we can get back to the whole thing with what's happening. But this is something like I said, I did not expect this to basically happen here on this front. So I'm trying to see what's happening, what's going down here. So what I'll do is I'll see if I can get this thing here um for the for Scooter to jump on, and then see if I could get him to join here on this midweek report. You know what I mean? But yeah, I did not expect this many issues to happen here on this particular midweek report, especially when we just had yesterday Coach Ronnie Shields and Antonio Magic Man Tarver on for the special edition of Real Boxing. So yesterday, everything's cool, everything's good, everything's cracking or whatnot. But now it's almost like everything done went off the rails on this thing. So I'm still, trying to work on getting our guest on, seeing if if we got something happening or cracking here. Seems like they're trying to add on here. So let me see something on here just a moment. Let's see. It says yeah, not sure why it would have what it did. All right, here we go. All right, so Now we see if we have our guests on here real quick to jump in. So very thankful for him to get on here with us, man. Of course, he is there as one of the young prospects out there, doing his thing here in the DMV area. You know what I'm saying? So, and he got a big thing here coming up. We got something slated for September 5th. So we're gonna bring him in. That's right, y'all know it. It's shark season. Y'all know what's going down. It's Deric Scooter Davis, man. What's going on, Scooter?
What's up, bro? How are you doing?
Oh, doing good, man. Doing good. Thankful for you to join in here with us, man, on this edition of the Midweek Report. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you've been doing your thing out there in the ring. We last saw you there over in Norfolk, Virginia. Of course, getting that stoppage victory.
hmm
And, with that being said, now we trying to look forward to seeing what's next here for you. So, trying to see here what you got happening. Seem like you're in the works to get back in the ring in September.
Yeah, I'm fighting September 5th on the ProBox card in DC. Um, I forgot. I think Jordan White is I know Jordan White is the headliner. I don't know his opponent. I forgot his name. But yeah, I'm definitely on that card. It'll be a 6 round fight, my second 6 rounder. I'm excited to put on another show.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And of course, with the last show that you put on, you're able to get that stoppage win over there at the Scope Arena in Norfolk, Virginia. There, on that top rank card, and now
hmm
you're back here, back home, back in the, as they say, the Care First Arena. Now, as it was like what, about over a year ago that you had like your bout there in that same arena and got a stoppage victory there. So you're looking
Yep.
to do the same thing with this one.
Yep. I fought there. I think it was my fourth professional fight on ProBox on Lamont Roach's undercard when he came home after he won the WBA title. I got the second round knockout, well, stoppage, and it was amazing. I'm looking to go and be better than I was the last time. I want to be sharper. I want to show that I mature through fights. I'm learning, and I'm looking out there to put out a dominant performance.
Gotcha, man. And with that being said, you're going to be part of a Pro Box card there, featured with a number of fighters from the DMV area and
hmm
things like that. You know what I mean? You have Jordan Roach on there, Ben Johnson on there. What was it? Dave Whitmire, I think he's scheduled on the card. Jeff Yu on the card. You got Frankie Scarborough on the card. So a number of fighters here in the area that you're familiar with. A lot of folks here in the DMV are familiar with there to be featured. So how's it to kind of like be part of that type of card here, featuring all of these fighters from the DMV area?
It's great. So I definitely expect the arena to be packed out because it's a hometown fight with a lot of hometown fighters. So, a lot of us been knowing each other for years. So I know the energy and the crowd is going to be electric. I'm just excited to be on the card and be able to put on a show for my hometown crowd. And me, I'm trying to steal the show at all times.
Oh yeah, yep, exactly. And there, I've seen you, of course, being getting prepped there over at Headbangers there, of course, with Coach Bug, there, with Coach Barry Hunter, and
hmm
there as far as like the head coach and things like that, man. So, how's it, to go through that particular regimen, and like you said, being in there, staying consistent, staying in shape, and keeping that schedule going to like say that, hey, all right, when this fight happens, I already know that I'm ready to go.
It's amazing. It's the same old thing, man. Y'all know me. I'm never out the gym, staying in the gym consistently all year round. So when we got the call, it was they asked us would we be ready. Like, of course. Like, there was nothing to turn on the switch. If you, again, it's the epitome of saying stand ready so you don't have to get ready. So all we did was now the intensity went up, and it was easy to get to fight shape. I'm actually in close to fight weight right now, and I've been in close to fight weight since probably like last week and a half, just doing me regular because I'm just always in shape. I'm always working. I don't really take
Yep.
my foot off the gas. So I'm just ready to put on a dominant performance. I'm ready to show to the world that I'm the most exciting prospect out there, and I'm gonna continue to do my thing, and let everybody know it's shock season. We making America shock again.
Making America shark again. I like that. I like that. I like that. Yeah, man. And you talk about those your workouts and being in the gym and in the ring and stuff like that. Going through drills and a number of people have seen you on your channel there on YouTube there for Deric Scooter Davis and
Mm.
doing these workouts and they seen the thing there where you're preparing for your fights there, whether it was at the Barclays Center in March
Mm.
over at Norfolk, there in June. So you kind of like see all the steps that are required to have Deric Scooter Davis be prepared for his fights. You know what I mean? So with that being said, like what do you think is like the next or one of the biggest things here that are trying to focus on or prepare for in this next bout that you have coming up?
Staying patient. Definitely staying patient. Not going out there rushing, just trying to go get the knockout, or which I never do. But I want to be even more patient and more poised than I already was. I want people to look at me like I'm a seasoned vet and I'm under 10 fights. Like, I want to be able to control the place at all times. I just want to be comfortable, make sure that I show that I'm in control. I'm doing what I want, using my jab to open up shots, to land up my power shots, and just what I'm saying, just controlling it, being a seasoned pro. I want to look like a seasoned pro as I'm just coming up as a prospect. That's my goal. The knockout comes. If it doesn't, we're gonna just beat them up for 6 rounds straight. But I don't train to go the full distance, so don't blink.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Like you said, when once you're on the hunt, they're in the water. You know, it's pretty much over at that point, man.
Right.
Shout out to my guy Smitty in the live building, man. Saying what's up, man. Saying shark season. Y'all see it, man.
Dude, Smitty.
Like yeah, so with this, what did I say was it like your second? This will be a third fight here this year, so you're trying to be as active as possible. I think you got this here coming up. I mean, you could potentially have like two more fights this year, and that's going to be something if you had like five total fights
Yeah,
there in the year and things like
definitely
that.
gonna
So
have
like,
5 fights. Definitely, definitely. I'm pretty 100% on it, but you never could be 100% on anything. So I'm gonna say I'm a good 90% on it. I think the stuff, the business that I've been hearing and the things that have been going on, basically been telling me that I'm going to be very active. So even after this fight, I'm going to take care of business. And once we get past this fight, then I'll announce what's next. But definitely going to be very active. But we're not
word.
looking this opponent right here because we got to take care, business with him. So he's my full focus right now. And then once we take care of him, then we'll address everything else.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, like when we had the thing there, like after your March first bout, there was a Barclays Center, and
Mhm.
then had the announcement there with you being under the top rank card, and
Mhm.
having Carl Moretti and Bruce Trampler and Brad Goodman out there, give you a phone call to be part of that Norfolk event, and
Yeah.
then you went out there, showed up and showed out, and those a lot of those guys were very impressed with your performance, particularly with Carl Moretti there, that was at ringside once had your performance there.
Yeah.
So we kind of like looking forward to seeing more from you, here after this particular bout. And like you said, hey, you have that plan to fight two more times this year, and just seeing how everything kind of lines itself up in order
Right.
to make that basically happen. You know what I mean? Now kind of like talk about I was bringing up the whole thing in reference to you being the headbangers and with Coach Barry and Coach Boog, but you also like have a family of fighters in there that you work with as well. So kind of like talk about that as far as like that camaraderie that you have with those guys.
We all push each other, man. I would say the lead two horses, in the pro ranks is me. Well, aside from myself, is Nasheed Smith and Kobe Abridi. Those are the two guys that I know I can lean on to when it's fight time to, push me, give me motivation, let me know what it's gonna be like, and just prepare me, give me just game, and they give me so much motivation throughout. What if it's just running miles, or we competing in sprints, or me and Kobe are in the ring sparring. He's gonna give me hard rounds because he knows what it takes to get to that level. He's for title eliminators and things like that. So he knows how to get the best out of me. So I appreciate them guys. The camaraderie at the gym is amazing, and even the young guys coming up, they even keep me sharp. I didn't even realize that I'm kind of starting to become one of the OGs in the gym. I'm 23 now, and I'm looking around now. There's guys that's 18, 19, 20 around, and it's like, whoa, hold on. I'm starting to become one of the OGs in the gym. So it's like I gotta be able to lead the way, but they keep me young and make sure that I'm on my toes because they're trying to get to where I'm at. So they pushing me. They're trying to sprint and outdo me. I was sparring with them today. So it's amazing. Everybody in the gym is all trying to accomplish great things. We all are we're just on a mission, and it's great to have everybody on one accord like that. That's not, I won't say that's always the case, but you're I'm not really used to being where everybody is on the same page. So being in a gym where everybody's on the same page for one goal, it just feels amazing.
Yeah, one mission, one goal that y'all have there over at Headbangers Gym, and as you said, now being around 23 and kind of seeing like a lot of the younger folks out there at the gym that they're basically looking up to you now. Kind of like how as we were talking about your fight leading up on March 1st, how you were looking up to Tank. So it's almost like you kind of like carry that banner and show that you are the example there for hard work and dedication, as they say there over at Headbangers Gym. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like a great thing to kind of like set an example out there for those young fighters, while also showing that you're on the way up to be at the top of your division here eventually here. So it's just going step by step on that front. You know what I mean? Now, the other thing that we usually talk about, with your upcoming fights is, hey, I know you got a plan. You got a plan. Of course, you can't divulge that plan, but the whole thing when it comes to fashion and getting out there and stepping out to the ring and things like that.
Yeah.
So, do you think is there like anything already in the works for it, or you're still trying to get those final pieces ready?
Nah, it's already ready. I kind of said it, but you know, if yeah, I feel like if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you're gonna see at the fight. I said make America shock again. So that's the hint. That's the hint. That's the theme. That's the hint. That's the mode I'm in. I'm making America shock again. So if you are somebody that's in marketing and you could try to decipher what I'm saying or what angle I'm going with. So, and if you
Yep.
don't, it's okay. It's okay if you don't decipher it. Just tune in, September 5th,
Gotcha.
ProBox, and I'm gonna show you.
Gotcha. Man, I pretty much have like some type of idea, so I'll see what comes to fruition
Yeah,
there on September 5th. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Where no doubt, man. Now, I would say with you having these it will be your third fight this year,
yeah,
and you say that you could be on slate for two more fights. Having like five fights for the year, that's like a big thing right there. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Not that many fighters kind of get that, ability to have that many fights that year in order to, build themselves and to prepare themselves and build them up. So like, how is it to like kind of get that opportunity and stay active over the course of the year?
It's great, man. I have a great team around me. The people that are giving me these opportunities, I thank them, man. It's amazing to be able to just be active. That's the best thing for a boxer, is to be in the ring. I get it. People, being in the gym and sparring and getting rounds is great, but it's nothing like a fight. So the fact that I'm able to get in the ring five times or could be potentially five times in the year 2025 is amazing, especially for a prospect like me coming up, trying to get experience, trying to get his numbers up, and to get that notoriety exposure. So the more I'm on the scene, the more people get to meet Mr. Sharp.
Word, word. Yep, that's the thing is getting more people to meet the man himself. There, Deric Scooter Davis, and see what he's able to do in the ring. And we're definitely looking forward to seeing that. Coming up here on September 5th. As I said, Care First Arena, Washington D.C. If you get tickets, you can get tickets through Ticketmaster or through Team No Excuse, or you can check it out on ProBox. So definitely looking forward to seeing the Shark on the hunt once again here on that front, man. So just want to give a big shout out to you here for taking the time to be on here for the Boxing Source once again. And I'm gonna say this before September 5th,
Mm-hmm.
there's gonna be something out there for Deric Scooter Davis for people to look out for. All right, so y'all be on the lookout. It won't necessarily come from Deric Scooter Davis, but y'all are gonna see what it is and what it's about, because I feel like it's gonna be real big for people to check out. All right, so y'all be on the lookout for
Hey,
that for
hey, James, you are hilarious, man.
sure.
I'm like, wait, I forgot. You really know me in real life. Like, okay. I'm like, wait, hold on. What's going on? But you know me. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm
for
go
sure.
ahead.
Yep,
My
for
man.
sure. So for sure, for sure. But big thanks here for taking the time here to chop it up with the Bison Source as always. And we're
Always,
gonna
man.
look forward.
You got me anytime you need me. This 8 straight, every fight, every fight since I turned pro, we done did an interview. So, and I'm gonna try to continue my streak every time. So, again, you should be hearing from me again soon. After I take care of business, right here at home, should be hearing from me again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, we definitely ready for that. And we'll be able to check it out later, man, for sure.
For sure, my man. Appreciate you. God bless.
Yes, sir. God bless.
Mm.
So yeah, that's my guy, Deric Scooter Davis. Y'all be sure to look forward to seeing him, as I said, on September 5th. All right. ProBox is gonna be live, it's going down and everything like that. Y'all be sure to check that out there on that front. And of course, ProBox TV. You're able to get to Care First Arena. You get tickets there on Ticketmaster. Also, we have the full fight card. We got in the main event Short Dog Jordan White. They're going up against Renee Tejas Garon there. And, we have, as I mentioned, a number of those fighters from the DMV area. We're gonna have fighters from No Excuse. We're gonna have fighters out there from Hillcrest. We're gonna have fighters out there, of course, from Headbangers. We're gonna have fighters, out there, man, that are from different parts of the DMV area that's gonna be involved in this card. So definitely got to look forward to all that. Like I said, shout out to the coaches there. Shout out to Andrew Council. Shout out to Lamont Rhodes Senior. Shout out to Coach Nesto. It's like a whole bunch of coaches here within the area. Like I said, Coach Barry, Coach Boog, all of them will be out there, with their fighters on that fight card coming up on September 5th. So definitely look forward to all of that there. So with that all being said, we'll very thankful once again for Deric Scooter Davis to come on here for the show, and we're gonna get right back at it in the mix here with the Boxing Source podcast on Sunday evening here. But you wanted to just have this quick little synopsis of what's going down on the show. Hopefully we could get or figure out what's happening here on the back end, because initially the first part of the show was really really choppy, and I'm like, wait, I didn't have any of this happen yesterday. Thankfully, this didn't happen yesterday, but it shouldn't happen at any time either. So it shouldn't have happened this time or any other time. Like last week, I was supposed to have where Real Boxing with Ronnie Shields on his channel last week had issues last week under Rumble or whatever it is, and I'm like, nah, 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 I cannot have these type of problems. No, 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 no. So we gonna figure out what's going on and what's going down. But big ups for everyone that was able to listen live or check it out live. Here again, you heard from Deric Scooter Davis. So we're gonna have more here from that particular fight card as we are like a couple of weeks away from that fight card taking place. And we have a lot of fights actually that's going to be happening here this weekend. We got two cards in Orlando. Two cards in Orlando, most valuable promotions. We also have a number of fights that's happening in San Antonio, featuring a couple of fighters there from Fighters First Management. Of course, you got Justin Paldo there that's on this card that's in San Antonio on Saturday as well. So a good number of fights here within the Texas and Florida areas, and a few other things going down for y'all to go ahead and check out if you can. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to bring a close to this particular podcast and see what's going to be happening or what's going down here later on down the line, because like I said, I cannot have these type of problems here from this apparatus, not with what they trying to have us have charge for this or whatever it is. No, that can't happen. So with that being said, big thanks for everyone that's been able to listen live, and you're able to catch the replay. We appreciate that. Although we might do a little bit of edits to the replay, so y'all stay tuned for all of that. And with that being said, I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.